Welcome, welcome, viewing several, back once again with another episode. I think this is episode 26 of my little series Hands Up Who Loves a Train Set, me. So today I'm going to show you another Playcraft set, but this is a slightly more expensive one because it's got the diesel locomotive. This box will do for two different variants. You can see at the top you've got PR 1450 Euston passenger set, and then below you've got PR 1350 Stratford goods train set. So my one is, the band across the middle tells you that it's the 1450 and it's the passenger set. So obviously these box lids, those illustrations would appear on both variants, and then the band in the middle would tell you which set it actually is. So I've not seen that so much. I mean, they do on the set that I showed you before, which was a much smaller set, was the Broad Street goods set. Well, that one had an illustration on it that showed pretty much all of the locos that they did in the range of the UK stuff. And this one just shows you two variants of the larger set. So let's have a look inside, shall we? Okay, so inside the box. Now, when I bought this set, some of the track, one piece of track is missing, one of these, at least one of these straights. It did come with some other bits of track, but this is all Hornby 00 two rail track. So I've actually got a bit more I can add to my collection. But I didn't buy it for the track, because the track in these sets are generally quite poor. I will show you it in a loop later, but it's not very good. So I am actually going to use some of this Loco track with track bed to test it on. So it is the same, it's the Jouf made 470 track reference curves, but they seem to have that kind of coppery colour rail, whereas the other sets I've got, it's more of a steel colour. So you get three coaches, two are the same, they're both first class corridor coaches, and then you've got the brake coach, which is also corridor compartment coach. So they're quite nice coaches, and then you get this diesel loco. Now, I'll just sit down so I can show you. Let's have a look. So this locomotive, it's I've never seen one of these until now. It's the class 21/29, I think it is. It's a Bobo diesel. It's got these two screws at the end that you can take out to remove the top. So again, it's a low-end model. These were much more affordable sets than the Triang and the Hornby ones, and then presumably Triang Hornby when they merged. Playcraft did carry on a bit longer into the 60s to compete with them, but I think they didn't make as many. They never got round to making that many UK outline locomotives, so they kind of were headed off really. So let's have a quick look at the coaches. Yeah, so you can see they've got these little brass things holding the bogies on, and you can see there's a brass screw there which I'm assuming is holding the top on. And I don't know if you can see inside this, but there is a corridor, and you've got all the little compartments are in there as well. I mean, I'm having problems with the light in here, to be fair. So let's just, this thing, the stand keeps keeps folding in half. I really ought to invest in some better lighting. Right, okay, that's a bit better, isn't it? So yeah, you can see, I don't know if you can see that there's a little corridor in there, and yeah, they're quite nice little coaches. So that's your set. I mean, basically 3 coaches and a Bobo diesel. That's quite a nice set. It's a bit of a step up from the 040 locomotive and you know, a couple of wagons and a brake van that we saw in the Broad Street set. So I guess this set would have cost a little bit more. I am going to try and find some of the price lists, because I want to do a little comparison of early 1960s sets and compare, you know, several sets. So this will be the passenger one from Playcraft, and I'll be looking at various good sets as well. Let's what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up the test loop. As I say, I'm not going to run it. I'll show you this track, what it looks like in a loop, and then you'll see why I'm not going to use it to run the train. So yeah, let's get it set. Let's get the Loco, or either the Loco or the Pico loop, and right, this is just a briefly to show. This is the Playcraft track, and you can see this old track tends to warp, and you can sort of see how much you can get it in a circle, but there's a lot of play there, and it needs cleaning, and it's not a very good conductor. What I could do with it is it could do with being nailed down and left for a few days, nailed to a board, and then maybe that would help. But to be honest, I don't really use this track, so instead I will probably use my Loco track. So this stuff, so I'll probably just set up a loop of that. That's far easier, and it will give the Loco a better run. So this track, once again, I've got 3 sets with this, and this is probably the best of the 3, but it's really difficult to get it into a reliable loop, so I'm not going to be using it, and that's just to show you why. Right, we're on the rolling road, so we'll just give it a little go. Sometimes a little hesitant, but I've got a feeling this rolling road is not very happy with these older, coarser scale wheel flanges, and I think it's often that's the problem. And we'll go the other way. Just give it a little nudge. There we go. So I'll give it a proper run in. I'll put some lubrication on some of these bearings, but it's going to be quite a noisy Loco, this, because of those metal gears, but it's pretty well made. So the Loco body is just a piece of plastic. We've got a bit of plastic glass inside it. Obviously there's no running lights, and it's just 2 screws through each of the nose into those bits at the end that takes the lid off. So let's just yeah, I think it's more the rolling road conductivity than anything with this. I'll give the wheels a bit of a clean, but I thought I'd just show you inside the Loco. Seems to be running okay, so we'll see what it runs like on my test track later. Right, we're on the track then. Let's see if we can get it running. Right, so I had a lot of trouble with this one. It's still not quite right. I don't know quite what's wrong with it. But as you can see, as it goes over the straight there, it seems to lose pickup for a second. I don't know why that is. I've been fiddling around with it and I can't see anything obvious. So I'm going to have to do a bit more work on this locomotive at some point. It could be that this radius is a little bit tight for it, I don't know. I had to get this Pico track out in the end. This one, because the Loco track wasn't working well enough with this. The wheels were too coarse. I don't know if it's code 75 or something, but the wheels of the carriages were rubbing on the chairs of the sleepers, so I swapped it out for this track and it's running on this one. So it's not a great runner at the moment. I'm not quite sure why, but I don't even know how the pickups work on this. It's not clear. I don't really want to take it completely to bits just yet, so I thought I would just give it a quick run to show you. And that's full tilt. And then we'll come down. See there, you can see it just on the straights. It's losing. It's not picking up when it goes straight. There you go, and it just runs over and picks up again. So I don't know what's going on there. I really don't know what that's doing. There's only pickup on one bogie, and I don't know if that's supposed to be how it works, or whether there should be, you know, pick up on both bogies. So I'm going to have a look at that as well. But it looks quite nice anyway. It's let's just right. Well, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I think I need to do some more work on it, but I think that's good enough for today's purposes. Right then, final thoughts on this set. It was a little harder to get running than I thought. I like these carriages. The Loco, I kind of like it, but I don't quite know why it's not running that well. I think it's possibly it needs to run on. I think this track is fairly coarse rails. I think it would run better on like a System 3 track or something, or Super 4 triangle track, and maybe running it on modern track was not the best idea. But I'll have another go at running this on a different type of track at some point. So I think next time I've got a loop of Super 4 or System 3 track, I'll give it a run on that and see if it's any better, as it may just be to do with it just seemed to be losing pickup. But you know, it's not something that I want to spend too much time on today, but I will come back to this one as I've got plenty of other things to be doing in here. So I'm going to put this away for now, but I did enjoy playing with it insofar as it did run, and it's always nice to take a look at these because I've really never didn't know about Playcraft. This was all a bit before I was born, and there didn't seem to be any about when I was a kid. I don't know why, I never saw any, but it's really this kind of last couple of months is the first time I've really seen any of these Playcraft sets. So it's really only been when I was little I only really knew Hornby and some of the older trying stuff, and then I think Graham Farish in N. So it's been fun looking at all these different makes. So I don't know how many are left to look at. I still trying to get hold of a Trix Twin to review and look at, but I did buy one, but the seller seems to have gone a bit AWOL, and I don't know whether, I think maybe I'll get my money back from eBay, but we'll just have to see. But I'm on the lookout for one. But the thing with those Trix ones is they're all different, and there's 14 volts AC ones, there's 12 volt DC, and the one I bought is a 6 volt DC set. But if I ever get it, otherwise I'll have to look for another one. So yeah, this has been kind of fun. So thank you for watching as always, and I'll hopefully see you in whatever the next one is of this series. I'm going to I'm gonna do some of my shunting board tomorrow and today, so I'm hoping to make some progress on that. So that's the project, with a little board with a couple of unifrog points with powered frogs on them, and the whole idea of that is I can see how well things kind of run across them with the live frog. Probably won't accommodate some of the older locomotives with the bigger chunkier wheels, but modern stuff, and it should be DC or DCC depending on which controller I plug in. That's kind of the plan. So I'm gonna concentrate on that, and I've also got a couple of micro layouts I'm working on, and I really need to get back to those because they've been paused for a couple of months now while I've been enjoying train sets. But so I'm probably going to I will get some more train sets. I've got a few left that I haven't reviewed, but as I said before, they're fairly generic Hornby ones. So I don't know whether it's worth me doing those or not, because people will be fairly familiar with those. I'm kind of more the ones like this that are more interesting. But yeah, I'll see what else I can get. I'm always on the lookout. I was looking at treble electric recently, but the thing with those I've discovered is that they have got a kind of elastic band drive in them, and quite often the rubber bands have perished, and I don't know how easy they will be to get running again. So I kind of passed up on a few of those sets recently, so I haven't got one yet. Whether I get one or not remains to be seen. But anyway, cheers everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.